Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining me here on IPO Market Watch. My name is Mike, and if you're new to this channel, if you like the content, consider hitting the subscribe button, as that really helps. So this is going to be a long video probably. In this video, guys, I'm going to talk about three things, right? Three things that are very important in my opinion, and I think you're going to find them extremely important. The first thing I'm going to talk to you about in this video is how I invest and how you might want to look at this sort of strategy. The next thing that I will show you is a few stocks that are, really nailed it and are continuing to give returns positive to investors. They're still under $5, $6. And then finally, the third part of this video is, which is the main part of this video, is the stock that is in the midst of a negative storm. Everyone's negative about it. The media is negative about it. Analysts are negative about it. Everyone's attacking it.
And they provided a significant amount of the capital, because obviously Intel has been capital constrained, and is even more so, which is why they're cutting the dividend, cutting back on CapEx, in part because they're trying to get to this day where these fabs are going to be up and operating, and that they can reclaim what Gelsinger says is their rightful place as a leader.
Well, I love the attitude, but they don't have the horses.
But in my opinion, this company is going to turn around, and people will look back and say, wow, 2024 wasn't a bad year to get in this. It was pretty good. Should have gotten in. Just my opinion. I'm not saying that you should get in, right? So with all that being clear, let's start the video. Let's go first to the investment part of how I invest and how people should avoid some mistakes. And I'll share with you also something that I've never done since 2020, late 2020, when I started my YouTube channel. I have never shared with anyone at all how my investment goes, right? Okay, so yesterday on my Discord, I had one member telling me, Mike, I ran out of money. I'm invested in my portfolio. I have no more money to add, whatever. And I don't know what to do. I want to make some moves, but I don't have any more money. Should I sell some of my stocks that I'm down on and free up some cash, etc.? So I thought, well, I can't answer that unless I have a picture of, like, what is this person invested in? What's going on, right? So I asked the person to, don't show me a screenshot, but just tell me, what are you invested in? So I can try to understand. So this member tells me that they basically bought 3 stocks. That's it, just 3 stocks. They put all their investment money in 3 stocks, which is, for me personally speaking, right, everyone's different, is an automatic no. I don't do that. If you follow me on YouTube or on Discord, my Discord members know that I am all over the place. How can I be all over the place? Am I a millionaire? No, I'm not a millionaire. But I prefer to buy very few shares and be all over the place than to concentrate on just 3 stocks. And there's a reason for that. It's more successful. And people shouldn't be focusing on making an X amount of dollars by the end of the year or whatever. They should be focusing on a positive percentage return. That's it. Percent. Look at everything by percent, not by dollars, and you'll do better. So what do I mean? I said you concentrated your portfolio in 3 stocks only, which is really bad. Now you might say, Mike, I only have X amount of money. That same X amount of money, if spread right in more stocks, would still yield you profits, if not way more than just concentrating on 3 stocks, guys. So I go on to say, well, how so? Let me explain. Let's say you used a total of $5,000 for all of these 3 stocks. What you should have done instead was bought 10 to 30 shares in various stocks, or maybe 1 to 20 at most shares in various stocks. Thus, you take that total $5,000 that you had, and now you can concentrate it and spread it over more stocks. Maybe you would now have 10 or 15 different stocks that you're invested in. You're still using $5,000. Instead of putting $5,000 in 3 stocks, put that $5,000 in 10 or 15 stocks. Maybe even use fractional shares. Because by diversifying, guys, you'll have way higher chances. You'll actually increase your chances of finishing the year on a positive percentage return. I don't know, like positive 5% return, 10% return, whatever. Whereas if you just concentrate on 3 stocks, you may end up actually ending the year on a big fat red percentage, which is actually not good. So this is since inception, right? And it goes back to 2020, etc. when I started this particular account. August 16, 2024 today, profit loss percentage is positive 22.8%, annual return positive 22.6%. We go by percent, we don't go by dollar amounts. We don't care. We want a percentage. We want to be positive. So by diversifying 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 30 shares per investment, in my personal opinion, that's just how I do it. That way I can go all over the place and be covered, and I don't go all over the place by luck. You know, you don't do that either, because that would be stupid. Good companies, guys. Now let's go to the second part of this video to get this out real quick. Guys, I had talked about Rocket Lab, and I did YouTube videos many times about Rocket Lab. I did YouTube videos about Rocket Lab when it was $3. I did YouTube videos about Rocket Lab when it was at $4.39. Even here when I talked about it in my Discord, and I told them that I upgrade, you know, I'm updating that I have, you know, I added more shares, and now I'm at $4.39 is my average on Rocket Lab. Today, Rocket Lab is at $6.40, and we're making a shitload of money, so that's good. It's a great company, and there's still more potential to it. So if anyone's asking me, am I selling Rocket Lab? I'm not. I don't want to sell Rocket Lab unless it goes at least $10, which I believe it will. So I'll wait in 2025. The next stock, guys, is ASTS. I talked about it at $2.88, and I called it a buy then. That was on March 28, 2024, when I had called it a buy at $2.88. I sold it at $4.05 on May 6 in 2024 for nearly a 41% gain, and I thought it was cool and awesome, and wow, 41% gain, that's awesome. You know, like, you know, go by percentage. But you know, you do that sometimes, you'll miss the big gains. That's okay, because right now, guys, ASTS is at $31.45. So I missed out like on 700, 800% more gains. It's insane. It's insane. Like, it's one of the biggest, this is one of the biggest paper hand sells I ever made in my life, but whatever. The other stock, guys, on May 22nd, 2024, ticker symbol AUR at $2.48. I called it a buy on my Discord, and then I sold it at $2.94 for 16.6% gains. I made a YouTube video about AUR also when it was under $3. Right now, AUR, guys, is at $3.74, as you can see. Awesome. Still more potential. If they commercialize by the end of the year, beginning 2025, then yeah, okay, the stock is going to go to 10. That's just my opinion. Don't trade according to my opinion. Third part of this video, which is what this video is about, guys, is Intel. Intel Corp, guys, is trading at $20.81 in pre-market. I'm going to start off real quick by showing you a bunch of negative headlines about Intel, and then I'm going to show you the absolute reason why I think everyone's wrong. Everyone's wrong. In my opinion, time will tell. 1 to 2 years from now, for sure, we will know. By 2026 at most, we will know if I was right or not. So we'll see if in the future people will write in the comments, this aged well, or they will say, wow, you were amazing, you're smart, you knew what you were talking about. We'll see. I don't know. I believe I'm very bullish. So the reasons why. First, let's start with the negativity. Get that out of the way. By the way, fun fact, Intel right now at $20.81 is basically trading at the same price you would have bought Intel in 1998. Here we have a picture of Intel investors ready to go after the Intel CEO, which, by the way, is a screenshot from Saving Private Ryan, which is a movie that came out in 1998. Think about that. Wow. Dividend. It used to have a 50-cent dividend. That's gone. But just recently, we had an opportunity with Intel to make that turnaround that I still believe will happen. Almost instantly, and we missed it, which is another reason why I think the CEO needs to go. What do I mean by that?
What are you waiting for? Get a move on, get going, scram!
No, 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 I don't wanna, no, no, oh, no, 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 I don't wanna, no.
SoftBank was in talks with Intel about manufacturing an artificial intelligence chip that would compete with NVIDIA. Now, why would SoftBank look at Intel to come out with a chip to compete with NVIDIA? Part of it has to do with that turnaround in the future. The people who are negative Intel are blind to see what's happening right now. That is because Intel is not aiming so much as let me come out with a chip on my own and see if I can beat NVIDIA. Intel is aiming at a turnaround of becoming the next Taiwan Semiconductor, which is more important, way more important than anything. And that's what SoftBank, knows, and they wanted Intel to be the foundry that would create the AI chips for SoftBank. But why would SoftBank ask Intel? Why would they even explore and look at options like such as Intel? Well, Intel, guys, has right now at their hands already in Oregon one already, and they ordered a second one. They have the most powerful machine in the world right now, the most powerful, more powerful than anything Taiwan Semiconductor is using to come out with chip. And Taiwan Semiconductors is the company that, let's not forget, is the one that's making the NVIDIA chips, AMD, right? AMD chips, AI chips, because, just in case anyone, is new, NVIDIA does not make their own chips. They, design them, but they're manufactured by Taiwan Semiconductors. So if Intel has more powerful machine than Taiwan Semiconductors, why is Intel not doing well at all? So yeah, the whole thing fell apart because SoftBank saw that Intel just wasn't ready yet. So we missed that, guys. We missed it, and SoftBank goes to Taiwan Semiconductors. But the good thing is that TSM is reportedly struggling to meet the current demand from existing customers. So maybe, just maybe, we'll be back with another round of SoftBank and Intel soon. Intel stock extends losses as analysts say chipmaker faces formidable hurdles. Intel shareholders sue the chipmaker after job dividend cuts caused stock plunge. Intel stock is down 38% in a week and just got downgraded again. Moody's downgrades Intel's senior unsecured rating. Intel sells ARM stake amid cost-cutting efforts. And then Intel faces investor lawsuit over foundry business. Now, what is going to make Intel the stock that will turn around in the future and will create wealth for those who got in Intel at a big dip, such as the one that we're looking at now, which is, obviously not financial advice for you, but it is, for me, I'm bullish. And if anyone's wondering, yes, I am buying Intel at these prices. Intel is taking another of ASML's high NA tools, says the CEO. I told you they have one in Oregon. They're taking a second one. What in the world is this? Let me show you.
This incredible machine is as big as a double-decker bus and weighs about as much as a blue whale. This new transistor-making tool will forever change the chip industry. It's the world's first high-numerical aperture extreme ultraviolet lithography system, also known as high-NA EUV. It is likely the most complicated manufacturing tool humans have ever built, and it's the result of 30-plus years of collaboration between Intel, ASML, and its ecosystem of suppliers. Lithography machines like ASML's high-NA EXE5000 project circuit patterns onto hundreds of individual chips on a silicon wafer. The more transistors and components crammed onto each chip, the more capable that chip becomes. ASML's high-NA tool is expected to print features up to 1.7 times smaller than existing EUV tools, and will enable multiple future technology nodes starting with Intel 14A. This tool is so massive it occupies 3 floors in the fab. Its laser is strong enough to cut steel. A beam transport transmits the laser pulse into the high-NA machine, where it slams into tiny droplets of molten tin. Each hot metal droplet only about 1/3 the diameter of a human hair. When that powerful laser, flashing at 50,000 times a second, hits the molten tin, the metal vaporizes into a plasma. This plasma releases light in the extreme ultraviolet range. A collector mirror gathers the EUV light and shoots it to a scanner where it pinballs off extremely precise mirrors that shape the light into a slit that can transfer the patterns of transistors and interconnects. Shrinking transistors to atomic size is one of humanity's greatest technology feats. High-NA will help Intel Foundry deliver never-seen-before precision and scalability in chip manufacturing.
So guys, as you can see, Intel is becoming the world's, believe it or not, the world's most powerful foundry right now. More powerful than Taiwan Semiconductors in the sense that they're getting in their hands the most powerful lithography machine there is out there. Does Taiwan Semiconductor use ASML lithography machines? Yes, they do. That's how they make the chips for NVIDIA and all that stuff. Now, if you've been following this sector a lot and you know a lot about Taiwan Semiconductors, you're going to say, well, yeah, but TSMC doesn't need ASML's newest machine, right? They don't need it. And yeah, it's more powerful than ever before. You can create more advanced, you can create more advanced chips, but they don't need it. In Reuters, TSMC says we can make next generation chips without ASML's new machine. But it's not really that simple. So if we go to top 8 times, ASML's new machines are too expensive, says Taiwan Semiconductor. So yeah, another reason why Intel stock is suffering, guys, and has cut back on the dividend and financial outlook and all that stuff is for two reasons actually. They're making a turnaround. They're shifting their entire business. They want to become the foundry because the United States of America doesn't want to be ever found in a position where they're now no longer can't produce chips anymore, because the US is relying exclusively on Taiwan. Taiwan basically makes almost most of their chips. The US needs to have on its home turf the most powerful chip manufacturing facility, and this is where Intel is coming, and this is where I think in stealth mode, and I'm saying this to the critics of Intel, that in the future, if Intel succeeds, people will look back and say, wow, that was the greatest turnaround ever. Intel became the Taiwan Semiconductors in the United States, right? So it gets really complicated. Like TSMC doesn't want the new ASML machine because it's too expensive. I mean, just one of those machines, and it's already got one, right? The new one costs $380 million. Now you're gonna say $380 million, who cares? They make billions of dollars in revenue and all that stuff. That's just buying the machine, not putting in the cost of shipping it from the Netherlands to where you want it to ship. Costs millions of dollars. The personnel, it's going to cost you millions of dollars for years to come. The maintenance, millions of dollars. The electricity that it consumes, the energy that it consumes to work, millions of dollars. I mean, you could be looking like possibly, I don't know, like $1 billion per machine, right? So it's very expensive. It's going to cost a lot. It's going to take, they're complicated. ASML's new chip machine can imprint semiconductors with lines that are just 8 nanometers thick. Like I said, 1.7 times smaller than the previous generation. The machine costs $380 million. ASML is the only company that produces these powerful, sophisticated semiconductor machines. Intel Corp already placed orders for one and is going to get another one. Two. So they already got one shipped in Oregon last year. And TSMC, by saying that they will can go forward and make the new generation chips without getting the latest lithography machine from ASML, well, that doesn't mean that they're not using ASML machines. That's what they're relying on. The ones they currently already have. They're just going to tweak some things, and they say they'll be able to do it. But the point is, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductors, will no longer be the player in this whole game. In the future, and coming soon, within the next 2-3 years, Intel is going to make, in my opinion, if they can obviously survive, they're, because financially right now they're a little bit, things aren't, all that great. But if they survive, Intel, they're going to give Taiwan Semiconductors a run for their money, all right? So, and you're going to have players like NVIDIA, AMD, SoftBank, and going to Intel possibly, right? SoftBank already wanted to say, hey, create my chips and all that stuff. And on top of that, let's not forget that even Intel itself will create their own advanced AI chips. I believe that people should take very serious the fact that Intel has already a hold of one, and they're going to get a second one from ASML, and they're going to become the most. They're globally they're going to be currently they're the only ones holding the most powerful lithography machine. So they should take note of that. They should look at that and say, where is Intel headed with this? Foundry, big foundry business. So I would take note of that, guys. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna end the video. I will have another video for Intel where I will talk about the financial state of Intel and the balance sheet. So critics don't go after me and you didn't really talk about what's going on financially with Intel. I will in the second video. Okay, I can't fit everything in one because you're not even gonna watch the whole video anyways because it will be too long. I wish you guys all the best and take care.